Hey guys, it's Jennifer from Live, Laugh, Love to Read. Today I'm doing a book review on The House of Eve by Sadequa Johnson. So I'm giving this book 4.5 stars. It was pretty good. The only reason it's not getting 5 stars from me is because I felt like the ending was too abrupt. Like I got to the end and the last chapter, I'm like, it said 13 years later, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then that was the last chapter, and it didn't really continue, and I want a little bit more, but this was really good. This is the second book that I've read by her. The other one I want to say was called The Yellow Wife. Yeah, The Yellow Wife. So here's our synopsis. 1950s Philadelphia. 15-year-old Ruby Pearsall is on track to becoming the first in her family to attend college, in spite of having a mother more interested in keeping a man than raising a daughter. Yeah. But a taboo love affair threatens to pull her back down into the poverty and desperation that has been passed on to her like a birthright. So Ruby, who is 15 years old, her actually has been raised by her grandmother Nini, but did live with her mother Inez, who she calls Inez. I think when she was like 9, she went to go live with her. But her mother never really wanted her. I think she was just too much of a reminder of herself getting pregnant real young, and then the man not wanting anything to do with her and all that. And then she's also jealous of Ruby with her man that she has now. Her man's name is Leap, and she feels like Ruby is too much what's the word, competition. Yeah, because Ruby is quite beautiful. Now, this book is about African Americans, so Ruby is black, and so is her mother. But then I think Leap might be mixed, I think they said. But anyway, she's very pretty, and she's built very well. She's got big breasts and ample hips, and this is the way they describe her. Very beautiful young lady. So her mother feels like she's competition. Yeah. So she goes to live with her Aunt Marie. Now, her Aunt Marie, they allude to the fact that she is probably a lesbian who works in a bar, and she dresses like a man, and they all go, because she kind of alludes to that her aunt works at a like a speakeasy, I think is what it's called. No, I don't think that's what they called it. Just like a bar. But then they don't care who they kiss, is what. So it's alluded to the fact, but not quite said. And then we have the other part of the story is Eleanor Quarles arrives in Washington, D.C. with ambition and secrets. When she meets the handsome William Pride at Howard University, they fall madly in love. But William hails from one of D.C.'s elite wealthy black families, and his parents don't let just anyone into their fold. Eleanor hopes that a baby will make her finally feel at home in William's family and grant her the life she's been searching for. But having a baby and fitting in is easier said than done. So, Eleanor actually meets William, and William, his family is quite wealthy and light-skinned, but they are Negroes, and this is set in 1950. So I'm just quoting what the book says. So they are light-skinned Negroes who are quite wealthy. Every man in the family for like 3 or 4 generations has been a doctor, and that is what William is becoming also. So she gets pregnant, and her and William get married. And so it says, with their stories colliding in the most unexpected of ways, Ruby and Eleanor will both make decisions that shape the trajectory of their lives. So what we have going on is two different stories, Ruby's story and Eleanor's story. And then you don't really know how, but they do start connecting. And yeah. So this was set in 1950, and I loved all of the references to what they wore, the way that uh, Ruby, who lives in Philadelphia in 1950, 51, 52, meets a white boy who the landlord, his parents are the landlord of where her and her Aunt Marie live. And she becomes friendly with him, and he works at a candy store down, right below their apartment. And one day, he invites her to come in and have like a shake or something, milkshake or something. And he sit down at the counter and talk to me. And she's like, no, I'm not allowed. I can't. He's like, it's fine. It's fine. Mr. Barnsdale, I think is who the owner is. Oh, he won't mind. It's fine. So she sits down, has her milkshake, and they're having a conversation. But then Mr. Barnsdale comes in, and he about has a fit. Makes her leave, and he says to, I think his name is Shimmy, that's the boy's name, who is a white Jewish boy, says to him, you can totally wait on those people, but they cannot sit at the counter. Yeah. So all the references to that time and how they were treated, and I found it really interesting. And Sadequa Johnson is a black American. I don't know. Do you call them African American now? Do you call them Black American? I don't know what you call them. But she is black. So the story is derived from part of her family and from other books that she's read. That's what it says at the very end of the book. But yeah, I found it really interesting. 4.5 stars. It was really good, and I got to read it for free because my library did not have. This is a brand new book. When you go on my library site, you punch in the title and everything, and if they don't have it, it'll pop down below and it will say recommend. And I always hit recommend because sometimes they'll buy the book. And that's what happened. They bought this book. They sent me an email and they said, congratulations, we bought the book you recommended and you've been put on the hold list. So I was actually the second person to read it. Yeah. So if you belong to your library and you get ebooks, check on there and see if it has that on there. It might. 2 of the different libraries that I belong to, both of them have that on there. So yeah, this was good. 4.5 stars. All right, guys, that's all I got. Also, while I got you here, if you did not know, my husband and I have a new channel here on YouTube called Live, Laugh, Love to Roam. And it's all about our RV life, traveling. I have a series, a playlist on there from Port Aransas, Texas, when we were gone. And we just started a new series called Small Town, Oklahoma. So if you'd like to check that out, I'll pop the link down in the description box. And also, if you did not know, my channel has a lot of little free library tour vlogs. We travel all over, and when we do, we look for little free libraries. So I'll pop a few of those in the description box too. You want to check them out. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't forget to chat back for more book videos coming up soon. Thanks, friends. I'll see you next time.